blame that on Bush.
Yeah.
Now Obama's campaigning on extending the Bush tax cuts, but only for the middle class. And let me tell you, the 400 people who are still left in the middle class could not be happier. Actually, to be honest, with the economy in the toilet and gas prices through the roof and everything that needs to be transported to you through fuel more expensive, and 23 million people out of work, I don't understand why conservatives get so bent out of shape when Obama goes golfing. I'm so relieved when I see him golfing. At least he's not socializing another part of the American economy. If he applies any more of his brilliance to the economy, we'll all be on bread lines. Which sucks for me, I just went on Atkins. But for a lot of Americans, Obama is someone you really like to like. They thought they were going to like him. He'd probably make a great next-door neighbor. Unless you were Chinese, then he'd always be over borrowing something. Most people think Obama's great and everything except his policies. But since I've been up here talking, he's hired another 100 hardcore lefties who are figuring out other ways to tax and regulate you. Instead of being honest brokers of the people's business, our Washington bureaucrats are more like the NFL replacement referees. They're picking the winners and losers, and as Mitt Romney so brilliantly said, except Obama only seems to pick losers. If Obamacare isn't repealed in the next few years, it never will be. People haven't started receiving their benefits, but this is the first step into 1,000 years of darkness, because once the United States is gone, there is nothing to replace it. We'll become some pathetic Western European country, except without an America out there to protect us.
We'll fight!
We'll fight. To conclude, before I take your questions, and I'll take questions until they hook me off the stage, and then we're going to do a book signing. I just thought, if I'm completely wrong, if I lose a lot of bets next Tuesday night, and Armageddon strikes, I thought I'd give you some silver linings. 5 good things if Obama gets reelected. One is, we'll never know how long he would have blamed Bush. And we can take it to the limit. Number 2, since the presidency he's losing about 9 pounds a year being president. So if he stays president, he could be the featherweight world leader cage match champion. If you didn't build it, is what Obama says to business owners when he's in campaign mode. I think if he gets reelected, we could get an FU out of him. The New York Times is going to have to explain why it is the most racist country in the world keeps re-electing a half-black man.
Yeah, right.
And finally, if Joe Biden is capable of being this much of a bonehead when they're running for re-election, imagine what he'll be like when his stupidity doesn't matter anymore. Thank you. You've been a great audience. I'm going to take your questions.
Why, in your opinion, are most journalists liberal?
Why are most journalists liberals? One reason is it was a specific plan of the Communist Party, which America was alerted to by Wisconsin native Joe McCarthy. But I mean, you read their documents: take over Hollywood, take over the schools, take over the media, and part of any. I mean, it's kind of noticeable. Almost all the firemen in New York are not just white males, are not just Catholics. They are Irish Catholics. People do tend to go into the family business, so I think it sort of lasted. I mean, Evan Thomas's grandfather, this is in my book, Slander, ran for president on the Socialist Party ticket. He's now just, you're unbiased. Yes, there it is right there. We have a visual demonstration of slander. And why else? I mean, that's a big part of it. It's once it starts, it just builds. People are more, they hire more liberals. The same way universities keep getting more and more liberal. Hollywood has gotten more and more liberal because liberals are fascists and they will only hire conservatives. I mean, I used to always notice this both on college campuses and at law firms. Conservatives will work with anyone. No, liberals, no, we want a hardcore gender feminist. That is all we will take. If you do not believe in a woman's right to choose up into your child being 30 years old, that is it. You're a fascist, you're out. And I think those are really the main reasons. I don't think there is some larger cause for it. Well, I suppose they think they're smarter than we are.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah, thank you.
Still planning on stealing Chris Christie's inhaler?
Still planning on stealing Chris Christie's inhaler was the question. I admit I ran off with a biker for a while. But I supported Mitt Romney in 2008. I briefly ran off with the biker, frankly, when I didn't think anybody could beat Barack Obama. Because it's very hard to take out an incumbent president. Republicans have done it one time in the last 100 years, in 1980 with Ronald Reagan. And so I just thought... This was about midway through Obama's term when I made the prediction that if Chris Christie doesn't run, it would be Romney and Romney would lose. I thought Chris Christie was the only one who would do it because I just thought we needed a star, something that would so galvanize our side. Obama's gotten worse and worse and worse. You have the Tea Party getting stronger and stronger, unemployment numbers going up and up, and Obama seeming to have no idea how to correct the complete economic downturn. And I was wrong about Christie. I've emailed him and told him, no, you're our closer. You're our Mariano Rivera for you Yankees haters. I'm guessing. So after 8 years of Romney Ryan, then we bring in the fat man for anything they haven't done. But I think Romney was definitely the right choice for Republicans this time.
I know conservative youth are so important these days. Are you doing a lot of events on college campuses?
Yes, conservative youth are important. Am I doing a lot of events on college campuses? Yes, I love doing college campuses. I must say, I mean, like every other business I know, and I travel a lot, I meet a lot of Americans doing different things. Everyone is suffering. Every possible industry. Book sales are down. Speeches are down because my college speeches need to be subsidized. The universities themselves wouldn't buy me a cup of coffee. So it's usually, wealthy right-wingers subsidize my speeches. The college Republicans raise a certain amount of money. I give them through YAF, Young Americans Foundation. And their wealthy right-wingers don't have as much money to contribute to things like YAF. So I haven't been giving, I've been giving discounted speeches, but not as many college speeches. I do think from the many college speeches, well, for one thing, I think it will pick up if we have a new president and a new economic turnaround, which would very with a new president. But I'll tell you from going to college campuses, you should be very enthusiastic because liberals they really are just apple polishers doing just what their professors want to hear. And, oh, professor, I just found another example of racism in Moby Dick. Okay, settle down. Whereas these college conservatives are so smart, you could put them on with the smartest liberal on TV and a college Republican.